Hey everyone, and welcome to a new kind of mini-series I'm starting on the side. This is the first episode of that, called Sonic Music Releases, in which I'm going to be showing off a good amount of the physical CD or vinyl or cassette Sonic music releases that we've had over the years, and we've had a lot. As a little bit of background, I've been collecting Sonic music for maybe about 2 years now. I've got about 50 or so releases in my collection right now. I always have more coming in, so it's always growing. So I thought I'd do a video series where I kind of show them off, give a little history, review kind of them, and just talk about them. Also, I want to give a big thanks to my good friend Super for making the logo for this show, so thank you very much. So I thought I would start with Sonic Adventure as the very first episode for this new series, because Adventure is where music in Sonic got really kind of serious, I think. You know, everyone knows the music from Adventure, whether it be the vocal songs or the original soundtrack or whatever. I just quickly want to mention how music is treated in Japan when it comes to relating to other media. So it's not really too common in the States right now, but over in Japan for the past 25 years plus, it's really common for video games to get soundtrack releases, whether it be remixes or the actual songs themselves or whatever. And this is really common for other things like anime and movies too. So it's not just games, but Sonic, I definitely wanted to make that clear because most of the Sonic music releases I'll be talking about are from Japan. You know, it's really common for even if a game isn't really all that popular, it will still get a soundtrack somehow. And in America, we only really see game soundtracks when it's included with a pre-order bonus or something like that. You never really see them sitting in store shelves. But anyway, with that out of the way, we are going to be looking at the 3 releases that came from Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. So I'm going to be talking about them in order of release date. So first we have the Sonic Adventure Songs with Attitude vocal mini album, the Sonic Adventure Remix CD, and the main OST of it, Sonic Adventure Digilog Conversation. I also have these 2 releases. I have the Sonic Adventure 20th Anniversary Edition and Sonic Passion and Pride. These are 2 separate releases that I'll be talking about in later videos, so I'm going to save them for then. So let's kick things off with the Sonic Adventure Songs with Attitude vocal mini album. This, as you can see, contains all of the vocal songs from Sonic Adventure. The only character theme that's missing is theme of E102 Gamma, because it's not a vocal song, it's purely instrumental. And they include Open Your Heart as well, which is also on the main soundtrack. So as a bit of history for this release, this was released on December 2nd, 1998 in Japan, exclusively, and it was published by Marvelous Entertainment and distributed by Pony Canyon. Now, Marvelous Entertainment's first Sonic music release was Sonic R. That's kind of where we see the Adventure era start. It's not purely Adventure when it's Sonic R yet, but you know, even on the cover, the soundtrack uses Adventure art. And their last music release was Multidimensional for Sonic Adventure 2, and then Wavemaster took over shortly after. Wavemaster being Sega's very own music kind of label company. And there haven't been any Marvelous Entertainment releases since 2011. So I don't know if they're still around, if they've kind of changed their name, or what's happened. As far as Pony Canyon goes, who distributed this, their first Sonic release was also Sonic R, but their only releases were Sonic R, Sonic Team Power Play, this one right here that I'm holding, and Digilog Conversation right over there. However, they are still going strong and releasing to this day several releases, be it game, music, whatever. They kind of release a shitload of stuff. So, and they were succeeded by VAP, or VAP, when it came to the Sonic Adventure 2 releases. But enough about the label themselves. So, this retailed for 2,100 Japanese yen, or roughly $18, 18 American dollars at the time that I'm recording this. The yen always fluctuates, so it always kind of changes. So that being said, why don't we take a look at this thing? So we open it up. Well, first of all, let's kind of just go around the perimeter of the packaging. On the other side, we have the just kind of the spine label with the catalog number, the Marvelous Entertainment logo, all that jazz. The back is really cool because it's got like this ripply sky. I'm sorry, the reflections are bad. I'm probably going to be experiencing a lot of this in this series. The back is really cool. Each song is like in a different color, which correlates mainly to each character. You know, Sonic is in blue, Amy's in pink, etc. Open Your Heart is in like a dark blue. And then here is the cover with all the characters on it, minus Eggman, except he is actually on it. He's, if we open it and take a look at the backside of the booklet, he's over here with an ellipsis. Oh, poor little Eggman. So when we open it up, we get the booklet, of course, and we also get the obi. Let's take a look at the obi first. Obis, if you are unfamiliar with how music is released in Japan, obis are little paper things that they put on the side of CD spines. So this one would be like that. It would be sealed, and it would be like just sitting on it like that. And when you open the seal, it comes off. And some obis are bigger, and they're usually just used to advertise. Like we can see right here, Sonic Team Power Play. That's another release that both of them did. Marvelous Entertainment and Pony Canyon. And they're usually on this side, there's going to be like an advertisement for another CD release. We get the title right here, and we get the Japanese kanji right there. So the reason that obis even exist in the first place, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I don't know who made the idea up and thought of doing it. It also might help to think that usually in Japan, CDs in America are displayed like this on store shelves or facing outward. In Japan, they're apparently faced like that, like upwards. So you see the obi when you look at it. Of course, it doesn't have to be an obi. You can still see the spine and know what it is, but I don't know. That's just what obis are for. And I'm going to be talking about obis a lot in this series, so I just thought I'd familiarize you guys with them. So yeah, that's the obi. Nothing really too special, but I do like how the text looks on it. The booklet itself, of course, this is the main cover. When we open it up, we get this little paper insert, which has all the lyrics to the songs. You can even see that they're numbered very faintly 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 for the 6 songs that are included. It's really common for the lyrics to either be in the booklet itself or have a kind of paper insert in that booklet to show the lyrics. Opening the booklet up, though, we get just the main titles of all of the songs and the characters, too. None for Open Your Heart, though. And we also see, like, the music credits, like, arranged by so-and-so, words by this. I believe these are a bunch of interviews that I unfortunately cannot read because they're in Japanese. We got some really cool pictures right there of the people who have worked on it. There's the boy, Mr. Jun Sonoe. There's a really good picture of a plush Sonic playing a guitar. That's nice. That's a cool drum set that has that thing right over there, that face on it. And then turning it, we'd see more credits for each of the songs. Nothing really too special in this booklet, but it is really cool, and the cover is really nice. So now looking at the actual disc itself, we have this really like shiny blue outline of the main key Sonic Adventure art on it, along with the logo and the name of the album. It looks really cool, and this is like a very simple but effective design for a disc. And then taking the disc off, we just see the same Sonic Adventure art right underneath it. So there it is. So as far as what this thing goes for nowadays, I'd pretty much say it's worth anywhere from $30 to $40. There's wiggle room if you, if you are really on the hunt or you're using proxies that only ship to Japan and then you get it shipped to you. You can get it for a little less. I've seen it for a little less than that, but of course you have to factor in shipping and whatnot. I got mine for, I think, exactly $41 shipped to me. And that's a pretty good deal. You could get it a little cheaper, but overall that's alright. So moving on to the Sonic Adventure Remix CD. This was released in Japan as well, December 16th, 1998. Not very long after that one, in fact. And what exactly is this? Well, this is a collection of 10 remix tracks, and all of those are remixes of songs from that album, all the vocal songs. Interestingly, the only song that does not get a remix on here is It Doesn't Matter, you know, Sonic's theme, which is really, like, strange. I figured they would, you know, Unknown from ME and a lot of other songs get two remixes. I figured they would at least remix that. In fact, does every song, I think every song on here has 2 remixes. Oh, it doesn't look like Biggs does. Anyway, so this was released by Toshiba EMI, which I believe this is their only Sonic-related release ever. It retailed for 2548 Japanese yen, or 2,548. I don't know why it's such an odd number, like down to the cent. But that's about $22.50 in United States dollar nowadays. Keep in mind, yen always fluctuates. And that's also what it was back in 1998. So opening the case up, we first get the cover, which is one of my favorite Sonic music covers of all time. It's so simple, but so awesome looking. Just Sonic's eyes and the smirk, and that's it. It looks so awesome. And this would go on to be used on, you know, Jun Sonoe's guitar and other stuff among that. Then we have, well, actually, let's just cover the booklet first. We actually get a sticker. I forgot to mention for the Vocal Mini album, I don't think that one comes with a sticker, or is supposed to. I think I have a complete copy, although it's hard to tell. I'm assuming it does come with a sticker, because most releases around this time did, but I haven't seen any pictures of it. So if someone can confirm whether it does or not, please do. Anyway, this is the sticker for the remix CD. As you can see, it's still on its paper and everything, which I was really surprised about. Opening it up, we get a kind of boring looking booklet. Yeah, it's just a lot of the credits and stuff and lyrics. Oh, we do get some character art towards the end. That's kind of neat. But other than that, it's very, very simple. And then we have the Obi, which actually has a little tiny version of the Sonic face up here, which I think is really nice. I can't directly tell if it is promoting anything. It does not look like it is. It has the actual track listing on it, which you don't often see on Obis. Or maybe you do for normal, like, releases from bands and stuff, but at least not on game soundtracks. So now looking at the actual disc itself, you can see for really the entire release, they kind of went a route of keeping it very simple looking. It was probably a direct choice on their part. Disc itself really doesn't have much of interest except the title and some information right there. And then we have the same exact art. Oh, you can see me. How are you doing today? You can see the same exact art that's in the tray of the Vocal Mini album. So overall, it's a pretty good release. The remixes, most of them I don't really care for. There are some cool Open Your Heart ones. Oh, and we have the, forgot to mention we have the Sonic Adventure logo right up there. But, yeah, as far as what this thing goes for, I'd probably say it's worth about 20 to 35 USD. People like to kind of overprice it. I've seen this guy sit at like 55. I wouldn't really pay that much for it. In fact, I paid, what did I pay? I got mine for actually $30 shipped from Japan, free shipping, which is a pretty, it's a kind of a steal, honestly. But, you know, I'd say overall it's worth 20 to 35. You can find this guy cheaper if you go on proxies and stuff. Definitely will have cheaper ones. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'll also be covering if releases have bootlegs, and luckily neither of those do, like, they don't have bootlegs. So if you're trying to buy either of them and you find it for cheap, super dirt cheap, it's gonna be legit because there's no bootleg copy as of right now. Oh yes, I also wanted to talk about, there is a vinyl promo for that album which features 4 of the remixes. I'm assuming it was released sometime before the actual CD came out to kind of promote it, you know, hence promo. However, I haven't seen any pictures of it except these 2, and as far as rarity goes, it's probably one of the rarest items out there because I've never seen it, I've never seen any listings, pictures even, so I couldn't even tell you what it's worth. I'm not even sure how many actually exist, so it's really interesting, but I thought I would bring that up. Okay, so now we have Sonic Adventure Digilog Conversation original soundtrack, and you can see I actually have 2 copies. Check that out. That is really cool. I love having 2 copies of this. The reason I bought another one is because my first one did not have an obi, but this one did. So, this guy was released by Marvelous Entertainment and distributed by Pony Canyon, just like the first, the vocal songs in this one. It was released in Japan, January 20th, 1999. So these all were released within like a month time of each other. And it retailed for actually 3,360 yen, which is about $30 USD. I have this one in like a sticky shrink wrap kind of thing, because this one has the obi and I can display it with it and it looks nice. It's a cool like contrast having it displayed with the obi and not. But that's what it looks like. It looks very, very similar to the vocal album. On the side we see the Japanese kanji, and oh look, it's promoting the very same Sega album that the other one was promoting, as well as the other album itself. So, I have that just kind of taped off, so I'll leave that as it is. But why don't we dive right into the actual release and take a look at this thing. So right off the bat we can see that this is a very different setup than other CDs. This is actually kind of like a clamshell 2 CD case. I don't really know how to describe it. But you can see like right there it kind of presses together, not really clips like other CDs. It's very smooth and it's got like this different kind of look to it on the spine, which looks really cool. The cover itself has this really great like white border around it, very vibrant. Picture, you know, the main key art from the game that we all recognize, the Adventure logo, and the Digilog conversation. Should also mention that most albums that came out around this time, even most to this day, have unique names to them. You know, like Lost Worlds is called Without Boundaries, Colors is called Vivid Sound Hybrid Color, that kind of stuff. Anyway, opening it up, you can see I just took all that stuff out there, but we have the discs, which are really simple looking, but I think get the job done really well. They have this like kind of black and white border thing going to it, and you can see they actually call it side A and side B instead of disc 1 and disc 2. Thought that was interesting, treated it like a vinyl. Up close at the discs you can see all the information on them. Digilog Conversation, Sonic Team logo, the Marvelous Entertainment logo, Sonic Adventure. Really, really cool setup on the discs. And then on the back, we just see the very nice, like, kind of water, sky, ripple background with the track list, which I will also show on the screen. I showed them for the other ones, but I don't think I didn't really say that I was doing so. Interesting tidbit about this, you can see that, where is it? The song Challenge for Another Aim is actually misspelled. It's spelled with an A right there. Challenge for Another Aim. Oh yeah, the spine is like almost exactly how the obi itself looks, so I think it's actually cooler to have it showing on the shelf this rather than the kanji, but that's just me. And then we get the bonus things that came with this. Of course, we have the sticker, which is a really like awesome looking sticker. You can actually recognize this was later used on like a lot of the Jazzwares products. This, you know, setup anyway. And then we get these 2 mini posters actually. So when we open them up, we can see that this one is like the Sonic DJ art that was in Adventure. And then on the back we have a lot of game screenshots and information and stuff like that. And then we have this poster, which has just the main art from Adventure. I think this one looks better. It's a little more simple. And then on the back we have the art of Sonic, Tails, and... or, not Tails, Sonic, Knuckles, and Amy, and then some other screenshots, information, etc. So as far as what this album actually has on it, it's pretty much all of the background music from Sonic Adventure that isn't the vocal songs, except Open Your Heart. It does have Open Your Heart on it. But there are some tracks missing, I believe. I think there's some Chow music missing. I know for sure that the Adventure 2 soundtrack misses some, but I'm assuming this one does too. But this is a really awesome release, and I'm really happy to say that I own it. 2 copies nonetheless. So now let's get into what this thing is worth. Now, this is one of the more expensive Sonic music releases, and people like to charge whatever they want for it. But as far as what I'd be comfortable paying for it, I'd say anywhere from $60 to $125, and it's really variable. You can get it for maybe around that price on some proxies. Even now I get into why I have 2 copies. Even on proxies, they can be kind of expensive too. For example, my friend got me this one as a birthday gift through a proxy, and I think it was listed for like $70, which is really good, but with the international shipping and proxy fees, it came out more to like $85, something like that. I think he also got it on sale, so the total was like $85 or something. But now my second copy, why do I have 2? There was actually, not too long ago, an eBay seller that was a video game soundtrack collector, and he was just auctioning off like a huge part, if not all, of his entire collection. He sold this one, I forget what it sold for, but it was a buy it now, I believe. And then he was also selling the Digilog Conversation with the Obi, and I was like, oh man, this one didn't have the Obi, I really want to get it. So I expected it to like skyrocket in price, because it was an auction and bidders. But I actually got it for only $67. That's kind of a steal when it comes to this, especially since I got it from like an American seller and everything. It's really quite amazing that I got it for that price. There are bootlegs of this, however, I don't really see bootlegs show up on eBay anymore, so you don't really have to worry about getting a bootleg. If you want to know tips on how to avoid them, check out my bootleg to real soundtrack comparison that I did a while ago. I go over kind of some of that stuff. Alright, well that concludes the very first episode of Sonic music releases covering Sonic Adventure. Of course, like I said, there are these 2 that I will be covering in a later date. I hope you liked this, and I hope you like the kind of the setup of this. I'm going to try to keep it interesting with things relating to what I talk about over here, merchandise other than music. But yeah, I'm a huge Sonic music fan, and I have a good amount of releases that I still want to cover, so hopefully you'll be seeing a lot more episodes of these. And it also gives me an excuse to keep buying them, and maybe even pay prices I wouldn't be comfortable paying just so I could talk about them on this show. So I hope you liked it, and thanks for watching.